for accepting the party's request to extend the timelines for the Congress. The extraordinary Congress is now to be held by the 31st December 2020. As we are aware, our extraordinary Congress was made to be held by 31st of July 2020. This was not possible because of COVID-19 pandemic, which has killed over 200 people in Zimbabwe and over 1 million people worldwide. As a party under my leadership, we are desirous to comply with the law and abide by the constitution of both the party and the country at all times. Following our meeting today, provinces will resume their candidates' nominations from the 24th of October to 28th October. This will be followed by the extraordinary Congress to be held between 18 to 20 December 2020. In the event that we are still under lockdown restrictions induced by COVID-19, we will be guided by our legal counsel to ensure that we remain in full compliance with the Supreme Court order. I am committed to upholding the rule of law at all times. You will remember that I was illegally recalled by Nelson Chamisa. I took the matter to the High Court and Constitutional Court. I obtained advocate's judgment. I accepted both judgments of the courts, and I did not impugn the courts, but accepted the court judgments. This is a clear testimony of our commitment to respect and abide by the law of our language. As we work towards our Congress, our conduct and speech should always be exemplary as a government in waiting, and that will remain within the confines of the court until and beyond the extraordinary Congress by Dr. Tokozani Khupe, acting president of the MDC. Thank you so much.
Kalipani Pugeni, he will be a senator soon. And national chairperson and deputy national organizing secretary. Following the Supreme Court proceedings yesterday, there was an application that was made by one George Barada from the MDC Alliance party who wanted to be joined in the proceedings in the Supreme Court. He was basically opposing the application for extension. We are happy to say that that application was dismissed yesterday by the Supreme Court. And the Supreme Court has gone on, as the chairperson has pointed out, to grant our extension. That puts paid to accusations that this extension were a matter of buying time. This was legally sensible. For that reason, we have kick-started our Congress processes. We are going to have our National Executive Committee and the National Council meetings on the 9th of October 20. On the 9th, we are going to be having the National Executive meeting. On the 11th of October, we are going to have a National Council meeting. We are going to have them on separate days because of the logistical challenges that will be there. And at this National Executive and National Council meeting, we will put forward the National Standing Committee proposals regarding the Congress roadmap and the Congress dates. But as the chairperson has read out, we have tentatively set, subject of course to the direction of the National Council. We have set between the 13th, sorry, it was titled as 18, between the 13th to the 20th of December. That's where in that period we will have our National Congress. And we are going to start with formal nominations, but before the nominations we are going to be appointing an independent electoral commission within the course of next week, I think, we will have agreed on the names of the Independent Electoral Commission to run the Congress. We have already done a lot. The database, the Electoral College, the organizing department has dealt with that, and it has been completed. So we are going to start our nominations. The nominations will be done by the provincial councils of the 12 provinces, of the 15 provinces. MDC does have 15 provinces. It has 12 provinces in Zimbabwe, because Chitungwiza is a separate province under our constitution, and Midlands North is also a province. And then we have the external provinces, UK, USA, and South Africa, to make 15. They will be making nominations through elections by secret ballot. So the nominations will, tentative dates are as follows. 24 October 2020, we have nominations in Matabele North. The venue will be advised. Then 25 October 2020, we then come to Blawayo. 31 October, Mat South. 1 November, Midland South. 7 November 2020, Midlands North. 8 November 2020, Mashonaland West Province. 14 November 2020, Mashonaland Central. 15 November 2020, Mashonaland East. 21 November 2020, Harare. 22 November 2020, Chitungwiza Province. 28 November 2020, Manicaland Province. And finally, Masvingo, 29 November 2020. These congresses and these congress processes are open to MDC people only. All those people who have been recalled are not eligible, either as candidates or as participants. They are not our members. Similarly, all those people who are national executive members and national council members of other political parties other than the MDCT cannot take part in the Congress processes. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to comment briefly on what is happening at Bogan Changrai House. It was clear to our colleagues that the Alliance project has died. The Alliance project has been a monumental failure. This is a G40 project, and our colleagues who are calling themselves the MDC Alliance Party are just G40 fronting. They are being controlled by the G40 in whatever they do. And they came to the Harvester House in the face of a court order that says that they shouldn't. They came to Harvester House, they tried to entice some of our young people there, and they have tried to disrupt activities at Harvest House. Since the 31st of March, Harvest House was a very peaceful place. And now we are reading about fire there, fire this, and so on and so on. This is political posturing to attract attention. There has not been a bomb there. And we want to tell you that as the leadership of the MDC, we are not interested in violence. We will take back our building through peaceful means. The first time we took it through very, very peaceful means, nobody was injured. And after that, after the illegality that happened on Sunday night, we approached the courts, we obtained a court order, and the court order is in the process of being dealt with. Yes, there has been this appeal. It is no appeal at all. It was something that was legally not sensible to do. And a few days, maybe hours, will demonstrate the folly of that appeal. But we are going to take our offices through peaceful means, and we will be having our meetings in those offices. We have had calls for leadership to talk. for dialogue, internal dialogue within the party. We have never said no to internal dialogue, but we can never do dialogue at knife point. We can never do dialogue at gun point. That's simply not a way to deal with us. However, we still remain committed to peaceful resolution of disputes within our country. Thank you very much.
Maskati na baba na mai tikugamuchirai nhasi uno vanhu vese vari pano vemedia vari pano. Nhasi zuva rechipiri musi wa1 October 2020 tinoda kufara nezvaitwa neSupreme Court Supreme Court yatipa mutongo wakanaka zvikuru unoenderana nekuchinjwa kwemadethi edu eExtraordinary Congress atanga takumbira kuti vatarise. Takatadza kuita zvinhu izvi nokuda kweCovid yakakwira zvikuru munyika yedu yeZimbabwe. Saka takazama kuita Congress nguva yeCovid tikatadza nokuti iko hurumende namapurisa vakatirambidza neMinisry of Health vakare vakatirambidza. Saka mazuva anga atarwa neSupreme Court anga apera. Saka takaendesa nyaya dzedu kumatare. Magweta edu akatora nyaya yakaenda nayo kuSupreme Court zvakare vakandokuona zvichemo zvatakaisa. Vakaona zvichemo zvakanaka zvikuru zvichigutsa why tisina kuita Congress musi wa 31 July. Saka nhasi vatipa mutongo vachinja vati iko Congress yenyu chigadzirirai kusvika munofanira kuita by 31 December 2020. Musapfuura ipapo. Tinohopa kuti nguva iyoyo zvakare Covid inenge yakudzika. So kuna vatiri kuitawo mazuva ano maCovid victims ari kudzika. Mafigure anobva kuNational Statistics COVID management tiri kuona ari kudzika. Even vari kurwara vari kuita vashoma, vari kushayikawo. Amwe mazuva vandobuda pane 0. Covid tinoiziva muZimbabwe muno yakauraya vanhu vanopfuura 227 muZimbabwe. And pasi rose vanhu iko zvino vafa neCovid vanopfuura 1 million. Saka chirwere changa chisingakwanisi kuti tingachiregerera kana kuti tingaita zvinhu zvaikonzera kuti vanhu vanorwara. Saka seutungamiri hunokudza vanhu upenyu hwavanhu takaona tisingaita kuti tiite Congress ipapo. Pari zvino ini somutungamiri weMDC ndinoda zvikuru ndinoencourage vana veZimbabwe nevanhu veMDC kuti tinge tiri vanhu vanotedzera mutemo zvakare tichitedzera constitution yedu yepati neyenyika nguva dzose. Ndosaka muchiona tichiita zvepamutemo, hatidi kurwisana nemutemo. Taita meeting zuva ranhasi tatotanga kugadzirira nezveExtraordinary Congress yedu yandataura kuti kunofanira kuti iitwe by 31 December. So tatoisa madates enomination yokunominata vanhu vakaita mapresident eMDC. Saka tatotanga basa iri kubva musi wa 25 October kusvika 29 October. Anova maweeks anokwana kuita 6 maweeks. Tichiita every weekend tichienda kunoona vanhu vepati veMDC vachisarudza mutungamiri wavanoda. And tinoima zvakare kuti Congress yedu taisa madates kubva musi wa 13 kusvika musi wa 20 December. Tichaita Congress yedu ipapo. Tinoda zvakare kuti tingokuyeuchidzai kuti nguva dzose tinotedzera mutemo. Hatidi kuti kana mutemo wabuda judgment yapiwa munhu otanga kuinza mberi. Kana judgment iyoyo isiri in your favor hazvina kunaka. Ini ndinotondera ndakaitwa recall parliament na Nelson Chamisa, ndikatora nyaya iyi ku high court nekuconstitutional court, ndakawana mutongo usina kundifadza, asi pamajudgments ose akaitwa ipapo ndakamagamuchira. Handina kutuka high court, handina kutuka constitutional court. Izvi zvinoratidza kuti ini somutungamiri weMDC Madam Khupe ndiri committed and ndinokudza mutemo wenyika yedu. Toda kuti as we tichishanda tiprepare congress yedu, tisava vanhu vanoshandisa hate speech okutukana, tive vanhu vari exemplary, vanhu vagona kuti sure madzimai navarume vari mubato reMDC vamirira kutonga nyika ino. Ndichangoita tichingoita zvinhu zviri pamutemo wenyika yedu kusvika congress yapera, and even congress yapera we continue to abide by the laws yenyika yedu. Awa mazwi awa ndataura sachairman wemusangano, asi ndakamirira president wangu Dr. Thokozani Khupe. Thank you.
Takurukura zvakare kuti nemusi wa9 October tiri kuita musangano wedu weNational Executive Committee. Musi wa11 October tobva taita musangano wedu weNational Council, tichida kuparura chirongwa chekuenda kusarudzo dzedu dzeExtraordinary Congress patichanosarudza mutungamiri achatsiwa vatsvangirai. Mumisangano iyi yeNational Executive Committee neNational Council uyezve muhurongwa hwese hwemaprovincial councils nema district councils munopindwa chete nevanhu vari vatungamiri muMDCT kana kuti mamembers eMDCT. Vese vakadzingwa kudare reparliament, vakadzingwa kucouncil, havasisiri mamemba kana kuti nhengo dzeMDCT, havakwanisi kupinda mumisangano iyi, uyezve havakwanisizve kuva vatungamiri vanomira kuti vasarudzwe. Saka tiri kutarisira kuti vese akaitwa recalled haasi memba yedu, uyo ava memba yeNational Executive, Provincial Executive, District Executive, Ward Executive yerimwe bato risiri MDCT haakwanisi kuuya kumisangano yedu. Saka ndo chisungo chatasunga ipapo, ndokuwirirana zvakare kuti tichaita manominations enu emacandidates. Tichatanga musi wa24 October 2020 kuMat North, musi wa25 kuBulawayo, musi wa31 October Mat South, musi wa1 Mid South, musi wa7 November tichaenda kuMidlands North, 8 November Mashonaland West, 14 November Mashonaland Central, 15 November Mash East, 21 November Harare. Chitumbiza tichaita 22 November 2020, 28 November 2020 tinge tiri kuManicaland, 29 November tichange tichiita kuMasvingo, tichisarudza nhengo dzatinoti kana kuti watinoti vaite vatungamiri vanoda kuita mapresidents. Saka tichaopena nomination iyoyo. Munhu anoda kuita president, chero ani nani zvake ari muMDC, angava mukadzi angava murume, anobvumirwa kupinza zita rake kuti aite mutungamiri weMDC. Tinongotarisa chete kuti asvika here makore acho ari mumusangano, hakuna anorambidzwa. Saka hazvina kukonfainwa kunzi vanenge vari muNational Executive kana muNational Standing Committee chete, nyangwe vari kumaprovince kana vachidawo vanokwanisa kuisa mazita avo kuNational Elections Directorate. Tichaita appointment next week ndofunga ye-Independent Election Commission. Isu seMDCT handisu tichaita run congress yedu tinotsvaga vanenge vakazvimiririra vari independent ndo vachaita manominations ese pamwe chete necongress yacho ichaitwa sokutaura kwataita kubva musi wa 13 December kusvika musi wa 20 December ndo pakati patichaita ipapo. Kuharvest House musi weSunday kwakauya vakomana vakanga vatumwa, tozviziva hedu, vakatumwa neG40 vachida kutora muzinda weHarvest House. Vakashandisa vaviri vatatu wevakomana vedu, asi nyangwe munhu ari munhu weduka anotengesa futi. Saka vakasvika ndokuzama kutora muzinda wedu. Ndiri kuti kuzama nekuti mutemo haubvumiri zvakaitwa izvozvo. Nyaya yedu takaikwidza kumatare edzimhosva tikahwina kesi yedu kunzi tidzokere pamudhuri wedu weHarvest House kana kuti Morgan Tsvangirai House. Nyaya iyi kutaura kwandiri kuita iri kupinda mudare masikati ano asati aziviswa kuti yatongwa zvakadii, asi tine chiimbo chokuti mutemo uchateedzerwa. Tiri kunzwa kuti kune mabhambo, mapetrol bombs, kwane moto wakuitika muHarvest House. Izvi hazvina kubvobvira zvaitika kusvika vanhu ava vauya, asi toda kuti tiudze mamembers edu MDC kuti it's a question of time. Tiri kutora headquarters yedu. Now I want to go to the questions. Kune mtemo wabuda wekuti maby elections hakuna. Kune vanhu vakanga vataura kuti maby elections achaitwa musi wa 5 December, vamwe vakatoti nomination ichaitwa musi wa 10 October. Dzaive nhema 9 October. Dzaiva nhema dzakataurwa idzodzo. Haungavatauriri blessed munin'ina wangu. Vanhu vakataura izvozvo vaitaura zvinhu zvavakanga vasuggesta kuna ZEC chairperson. Handi chokwadi kuti panga patarwa madate enomination kana kuti madate by election. Saka hakuna maby elections ari kuitwa, ndo mutemo wabuda nhasi. Mutemo uyu wabudzwa uchitarisa mamirire akaita kunze nenyaya dzeCovid-19. Isu seMDCT tinoziva kuti Covid-19 iriko, tine vatungamiri vakabatwa neCovid-19 vatinotoziva. Tinotenda Mwari kuti vakararama. Ndofunga pari zvino tasvika pafiga inoita 9 nhengo dzeMDCT dzakaita dambudziko rechirwere ichi. Saka chirwere chiriko mumasviko kwazvo. Saka tinozvinzwisisa zvaitwa naminista izvi. Hazvina kuitwa zvakananga isu, zvaitwa zvakananga nyika yese. Isu tinongoteedzera mutemo uripo, kana mutemo wacho uchinge uine musoro. Kana zviri zvekudzivirira kuti vanhu vedu vasabatwe neutachiwana, tinozvigamuchira. Now, I just want to say that here, that there are regulations that have been gazetted. We haven't seen the regulations, but we have an idea through the statement that we saw. And this by-election, that these regulations deal with suspension of electoral activity due to COVID-19, and in particular the running of time. From when does the 90 days run from? And the period under COVID is not considered. That is the gist of these regulations. These regulations are regulations of general application. They are reasonably justifiable in a democratic society based on openness and fairness. And as they are of general application, they are therefore fair. And as the MDCT, we have no quarrel with them. Now, my friend from the Newsday asks us, how do we know whether that it is G40 that is behind this usurpation and illegal occupation of Harvest House? First, because G40 has always operated illegally anyway. And then number two, that it is G40 that incited this violence. They did that via Twitter, via social media, and so on. It is G40 that, through its own mouth, said that it was sponsoring the MDC Alliance, the so-called MDC Alliance. It is the G40. So as I have always said to you, if it quacks like a duck, swims like a duck, flies like a duck, lays eggs like a duck, then it is a duck. And these people must never think that they can fool us at all. We are very much in the know of what is going on. But the good news to our people, to our members, is that we are going to defeat them. And we just say victory is certain. Why do we say that the Alliance project failed? I didn't say the Alliance has always failed. The MDC Alliance, when we went into the election, did well. And I think that Nelson Chamisa, as a presidential candidate, did quite well. That's not an issue. But we must never forget that we were with him, that we also campaigned, that we helped in that campaign, and we did well. But after that, the MDC Alliance project, one I'm referring to, is where they wanted to convert the MDC Alliance into some political party. Okay, this political party is fronting for the G40, and we keep on repeating that because we've got the evidence. And when that association started, look at the by-elections that took place. Whether, and these are rough figures, you can check them, whether 875 for ZANU-PF, 65 for the MDC Alliance. I think Mwenezi or Chiredzi, it was 600 something for ZANU-PF, 18 for MDC Alliance. Then Cholocho, we had 414 to 21 of the MDC Alliance. And Shurugwi, 396 for ZANU-PF to 16 of the MDC Alliance. This is a first-class poor performance. This alliance project has failed. They also tried to badmouth us. They told the nation that we did not have support, and we had our 21st anniversary celebrations at Morgan Chandraya House, and we got record viewership of that event. We certainly do have support. People identify with our project. And the MDC Alliance people, the MDC Alliance party people realized that they are reaching a dead end. And after realizing that they are reaching a dead end, they want to come and disrupt our program. But they will not succeed. We are going to win. Now, the issue of Mr. Gorekore, yes, Mr. Gorekore was used as the face. He is not the one who took over that. He is just a Trojan horse. Everybody knows that. There are people who are there. We know that Charlton Wende was there. Nelson Chamisa is behind it. We know that. And we know that they were told or instructed to do this illegal act by their masters. But we will defeat both them and their masters. And what is happening is that as the MDC, we follow the law. We have gone to court. We have won our court case, and we will take our headquarters through peaceful means. These issues of violence taking place there, you saw who was inciting violence. It was them, and they told the nation who they were. They said they were the MDC Alliance, and they wanted to murder some of us. And we have seen some people quiet about it. These are people who use violence to settle political issues, and they are basically criminals, and they have to be dealt with like criminals.
Okay. Thank you so much, Blessing. There have been accusations that the National Chairperson, Senator Komichi, is part of the headquarters takeover. This is very unfortunate. Why would people raise those kind of questions? They don't know the role in the job of the National Chairperson in the party like this. The National Chairperson is responsible for conflict management, conflict resolutions of any nature in the party. That's his key role. And what I did was to manage the conflict within our headquarters. Our headquarters is like my home. When someone invades my home, I will not be scared to get into my home. I would challenge that person who is embedded in my house. I'll confront that person at any particular time, at any moment. Let's go back to history. Conflicts have happened in Zimbabwe. In 2013 elections, Robert Mugabe rigged elections through ballot papers. And I challenged. I confronted the conflict as it was. I got arrested. I got penalized. I served community court in community service. I did. Come 2018, when Emerson Mnangagwa did not verify the results of the elections, I took up on the podium and announced the whole world that the results were there. I confronted the conflict as it was. When the Supreme Court judgment was supposed to be issued, I stood up again and confronted the conflict as it was and announced a new direction. So when the Harvest House was invaded, I had to do that. That's my nature. I don't fear nobody, and I don't fear conflicts. The nature of leaders must always confront conflicts. Always. A leader must always want to find a solution to a situation whenever there's a conflict. That's what I studied. That's what I learned. That's what I know, and that's what I practice. However, when it comes to the Harvest House, I got a call around 4 a.m. for the first time to know that the Harvest House was still invaded from Secretary General of the party. He called me at 4 a.m. Chairman, do you know that Harvest House has been invaded? Nani? I got a call. I was sure. I was sure. And I said, I want to go to Harvest House and see for myself what Gorego has done and is with who. Before I left my home, I talked to my president, Madame Khupe. Madame Khupe said, yes, Chairman, go and confront the situation. Go and chase away those boys. As I was on the way, I found my SG. SG, drinking the Harvest House. I actually left my home with the aim to end the Harvest House, to see what was happening to me. And I did that. I went to the Harvest House, I went at the door, the police were outside there, I knocked at the door, and the youth opened the door for me. I went up, I wanted to find out why were they doing it, who were doing it, what was really happening. So I went and I saw the youth. I think there were around 39 youth. But before I went there, I took the aide to the president, Mr. Mashumba, to accompany me. So that will be a witness in future on whatever we're going to discuss inside. He'll put a record, Mashumba, of what we discuss. My questions were simply, why have you done it? Why have you decided to take over this? Why are you causing conflict in the party? And he explained to me whatever they were saying. And I left. I didn't give even any brief to the media. I think some of you were there. Because I wanted to go and report to my president first. I drove away, I phoned my president, I gave him the brief. So I was never part of the Harvest Takeover. I didn't know about it. And I want people to understand one. I'm not such a simplistic politician. I'm one person who has remained consistent within MDC since its inception. I've never left MDC in my lifetime. There are people that have come in MDC and left. Not me. I've never sold MDC values. And I'll never sell MDC values. Those people that would write and talk about Komichi Mwonzora are very simple-minded. I remained consistent, focused to the solution of the Zimbabwean crisis. I believe in unity, let me tell you. I believe in national building. Let me tell you this. I want to see one day the Zimbabwean crisis resolved. I want to see one day Zimbabweans being happy. I go beyond that. So really, I hope blessing the constitution of our party in this. That's clearly the role of the journey. Ndinovumidzwa kuti kana vakanetsana panapa honorable Pogi na Senator Mwonzora vakanetsana ndovashedza ndovatongesa ndovagadzisa kare. Ndinovumidzwa izvozvo. I'm allowed by the party constitution to call organized department and the department administration and resolve their conflicts within the party. I got that power within the constitution. I got the power within the constitution to go outside the party to resolve the conflicts as well. And at the end of the day, I studied conflict management as a course. So I got the knowledge on how to resolve conflicts. So what I was doing on that very day, the objective was to understand the conflict, so that I would make informed decisions on what is happening. Thank you.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I think we're done for the day. Thank you so much for coming through. We will meet again. We will call you every now and then as we prepare for our extraordinary congress. Thank you so much. Your refreshments are at the back there.
Unfortunately, we don't have the brief that I know some of you want.